Welcome to Food Institute.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel again. On today's video we are going to talk about, and I'm going to share with you guys my perfect puff puff recipe. I'm going to tell you guys the secret to a fluffy puff puff. If you have been missing puff puff, maybe you've been doing puff puff and it's not coming out the way you see all those puff puff sellers doing their own, you need to watch this video. Like, this video is for you. It has every details you need to know about making a puff puff. Now this is my all-purpose flour, and I'm going to use about 500 grams of flour. I'm going to drop the ingredients, the measurement, in the description box so you can get access to everything. Now don't forget the way we do it. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for coming, and we really do love you. Now, to support me, to support what I do, I want you guys to please subscribe for me. It is very important. Your subscription has been the one helping this brand. Oh, I'm telling you the truth. So keep on subscribing. Give us a thumbs up if you know you've learned something so far on this channel. Give us a thumbs up, and if you have a question, kindly drop every of your questions in the comment section, and I'll answer every question. Now I've added my sugar to the all-purpose flour, and I use 124 grams of sugar into my 500 grams of flour. I'm going to mix properly. Like, if you don't want it to be up to that, you can reduce your sugar in case you don't want it to be so sweet. But sincerely, I'm telling you that this recipe is not too sweet. Like, the sugar in it is not too sweet. If you don't want it to be up to that, like I said, you can reduce the sugar, but the sugar content in this particular recipe is okay. Like, it is perfect. It is not too sweet. You just have the perfect taste. Now the next thing is for us to add our salt, and I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. Now you guys should know by now that salt and yeast are not really pals. So if you're adding your salt, if you have a recipe that has salt and yeast, make sure that your salt is well mixed before adding your yeast. So that is why I switched to my hands, so I can have all the salt distributed before adding my yeast. Now, like I always say, if you're old subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for always liking our videos. Thank you for the subscribe. Thank you for sharing the video. Like, I'm so happy, and I really appreciate every one of you. Now this is yeast. I'm going to use 4 teaspoons of yeast, but in this video I used 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon because that gives us, at the same time, that is the same thing as 4 teaspoons. So I just decided to use that as a shortcut to my 4 teaspoon. I'm using lukewarm water to mix, to prove my yeast before adding it into my flour. Then I'm going to use hot water to mix the entire mixture. Now, because the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to eat this puff puff like as soon as possible, and I don't want it to like waste too much of my time. This is Saturday morning, and this is what we plan to have as breakfast, and I don't want it to delay so long. Like, I want to have it as soon as possible, so I added hot water. Now the hot water I'm talking about is not something that will be burning your hands. Like, it's just hot, like something you can still dip your hands into. So that is just the magic to having it rise so fast. Now the water for mixing your yeast should not be too hot, but the water to mix the entire dough, like the entire flour, can be a little bit hot. So that is just the magic here. Now we need to mix. The secret, like I said, to a perfect fluffy donut is your mixing. You can see the stage at which my donut, my puff puff is now. It is so fluffy already. Now I'm going to cover this with either a kitchen towel. If you have a kitchen towel around you, you can do yours with a kitchen towel, but I'm going to use a nylon for my own. And the reason is because I don't want it to have a direct contact with my towel after it rises. Now you can see it. You can see that it has doubled, in short, tripled in size. Like, this is it. This is like about 40. It wasn't even up to 40 because I was not even checking the time. I just had to do something else in the kitchen and went back to check my puff puff. Like I said, the secret to this thing is your mixing. So I have switched to my spatula, and this is me frying. Now at this stage, I'm just doing my thing. Like, I was supposed to film this before now, but there was no light. I had to wait again for the light to come back before I did the last batch of my puff puff. So this is about like when I was ending everything. So this is the puff puff. I want you guys to try this puff puff recipe. Oh, try this puff puff recipe. Like, you need it to change that puff puff that you've been doing. Like, I'll try to make a video on how to do the frying technique, like a better one, the one that is showing clearly. So thank you so much if you've watched the video to this point. Like, I really appreciate you. Do not forget to subscribe. Like, on this channel there are so many things you're going to learn. There's so many things that I would love to share, and I want you to also be a part of the family. Thank you so much for staying with me to this point, and don't forget to share with other people that you think might be of help. Love you.